What's good? Welcome back to another edition of Dat Talk Podcast. I go by the name of Bacon. I got my co-host with me.
I'm here, man. You feel me? I don't have to say too much. My team took L. But we back to the drawing board. I think it's still better to be a Raider fan than a Falcon fan currently, but that's neither here or there.
I will give you that. I'm not wearing my hat today. I'm a little bit disappointed that we didn't get rid of Dan Quinn. We lost the same way we lost the week prior. And my buddy told me, and we got a special guest. We're going to introduce him in just a sec. But my buddy told me this. He said, not every team is invested to winning championships.
Oh.
And I'm starting to realize that maybe we're not invested to win championships, because if you don't see that we have a big gouge or big cut that is gaping wide open and it is pouring, we on our last leg, then, like I said, I can't invest more than my team invests. If they don't want to win, hey, if we want to let Nick Foles come in and throw for 350-some yards off the bench, it don't make no changes for the defense or the head coach. I said I'm going to give him one more week. I think if we lose this week to the Green Bay Packers, which is going to be a hard game because Green Bay's playing really well, we're going to get into that. If they don't fire nobody by the end, then I know we're not in it for the championship. But anyway, reasons. We got a guest, man. You going to introduce our guest today?
Yeah, man. I want to introduce, man, my guy, my bro. He's the other second co-host to the podcast, A Minute Till 6, or our guy, Mark Haynes, man. Let's bring in my guy, CP, a.k.a. Chris Perry. Man, let's go in and bring my guy in.
Bring him in.
Oh,
he's connecting. He's connecting, man. You got to give it some time, man. You got to give it some time.
We in there.
We in there? You gonna get some video, man, or you somewhere?
What's going on? Where my beat? Let me go. Hold on. There we go.
What's up, bro?
What's good, fellas?
What's good, man? What's good, brother? Happy to have you a part of the show, man. How you doing today, brother?
I'm great, man. Thanks for having me here, man. I appreciate it. I don't appreciate that visor he has on, but other than that, I feel good. I'm glad to be here today. Thanks for inviting me and having me on the show.
Time out. You can't
go ahead and stick to that right there.
You can't come on the show with all this hostility.
There's no hostility. I just, I feel kind of disrespected. You invited me to a place like this, man. You know better than that. But all right, so what are we talking today, man?
I'm not. I see what you're trying to do. I'm not gonna do it. I had enough of that last night watching the damn presidential debate. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna let you take me to that place again. No.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it already. I love it.
What place?
He
said, "What gonna let me take him to the place
of anger and."
Oh, the place the Patriots had you on Sunday. That place.
No, the same place the Cardinals had y'all 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago. All right, let's go. Let's talk.
Don't slow your roll there, Del Pepper.
I come in hot, man. I appreciate y'all having me for real.
I love it. Oh, man, good to have you, Chris, man. So today we got a lot of topics to talk about, man. We're going to talk about this past weeks of the games, and then we're going to talk about some games that stood out. But the biggest news we got to talk about is the pandemic and COVID that it had an impact on the Tennessee Titans and the Pittsburgh Steelers games. I guess some couple of players, plus I think the coaching staff had COVID or tested positive for COVID. So now their game is being postponed to a later date, either Monday or Tuesday. So let's talk about it, fellas. Is this a good sign or a bad sign for the NFL?
It's just one of those things. We knew this was bound to happen. You saw the MLB get through it, and they have been fine. You've seen college football work itself through it. And, we hoping teams like Notre Dame, Virginia Tech played this past week. It's just one of those things. I think the NFL is a little bit more fortunate because they got the money and the resources to do testing at a more rapid-fire pace. And, it's just one of those things where the players got to still be careful. I guess because Adoree Jackson, I believe, had missed the game due to being placed on COVID. Just like, for your team, the Falcons, A.J. Terrell was a guy who missed the game this past week due to COVID. So it's not like it hasn't been caught or, it ain't happened just yet. It's just more or less, it was 3 people. It was a defensive tackle, a long snapper, and a practice squad tight end. I don't necessarily know how, only 3. The most random 3. I mean, if you look at an NFL roster, a defensive tackle, a long snapper, a tight end, and then some coaching personnel, trying to figure out what the hell what they doing in Nashville.
Yeah.
Man, for me, it's different. I came into the season not expecting it to go 16 games, to be honest. I was under the same premise. If you've seen an interview with J.J. Watt prior to the season, they asked him, does he think that the season will go 16 games? He said, look, I know we'll have week 1. And we got to go week to week after that. I had COVID. I was down for a month in the hospital. I went through a whole lot with that. So for me, I understand just how fragile, it is. So you can say it's 3 whoever, long snapper, whatever, but that one long snapper, that one practice tight end, as you can see, affects everything,
Nice.
It infects everybody or just affects the game as them being postponed. I don't think the NFL has a real good contingency plan in place. Because this one team tested positive, and in turn, the team that they played on Sunday, they both had to shut down the facilities for a week. Teams. Now, both teams on Sunday could have postponed games. Now that's 4 teams. So one team testing positive has affected 4 teams. What happens when 2 teams test positive? Now you got 8 teams out. That's half, a third of the league is missing now, 1/4 of the league. What plan do you really have in place? I know they're testing before they leave, or testing, before the games, the night before the games, and they're testing once they return home. They're leaving the cities immediately, things like that. But it really brings into question, like, how did you test negative before the game, play, go home, and you test positive? What did you do? What transpired in that short amount of time? And that just doesn't give me a lot of hope. I hope it goes 16 games, of course, but that's really fragile and very concerning to me.
And you also have to add in that the players, I guess, were asymptomatic too. So, it's like I said, you're right, you spot on. It's a very interesting thing because a lot of teams are affected. The only positive, I guess, is the Vikings had no positive tests as of Wednesday. So when you're looking at it, it sounds like it could be an isolated situation, which works well for everybody. That it's more isolated, right? And it ain't became like the Vikings got some players, we didn't get there. So I'm just hoping that this takes alarms to NFL players just about continue to be as responsible as you can be, because we went basically the first 2 weeks of 0 outside, I think, A.J. Terrell from the Falcons. And so, and that was with a whole training camp and all these kind of things. And we was able to do that. So it's just about players seeing this and being responsible and, live up the results.
Yeah, these are bigger teams, man. So you got to count on 60 guys, 55 to 60 guys, 70 guys to do their part on 32 different teams, man. And like you said, we've seen it in baseball. They had breakouts because the guys left the hotels and went to the casino and things like that. These are adults. These are grown men. You can't make them do what you want them to do. You give them guidelines. You can say, hey, we prefer you do this, but they still gonna do what they want to do. So, like you said, hopefully this kind of makes everybody more aware and operate at a heightened sense, even more than before. And we can keep this thing going. I think the back-to-back tests help them get early detection, which helps kind of isolate the situation rather than it getting kind of more widespread. But yeah, I'm worried. That's all I can say. I hope not, but I'm scared. If we get 2 teams, that's all bad.
No, I definitely feel what Chris is talking about, man. And Hopefully this is an alert or a red flag where players can take their responsibility, because we saw it in baseball. People start testing rapidly. We start seeing more and more people testing positive for the virus, and then eventually it had to make a change. They had to hey, guys, we got to hold ourselves accountable if we really want to have a season when we're COVID-free, because, again, you're able to go home. We don't know what you're doing when you're leaving that facility, so you got to be responsible and choose, make the right decisions and choose wisely. Don't be going to no chicken shacks and no clubs. And I know you want to enjoy yourself. I get it. You know, we see it out here in Fresno. We had people going to the city council and talking about we need to reopen. Like, we need these places to open. Now I got emails about the gym about to open up. The nail salon's about to open up. Like, and we still in a pandemic, right? It's like when we start doing good, we want to go back to doing bad. We want to go back oh, now we back in our house again. I don't think we understand the importance, but it's good that my man Chris is okay and you're safe and you're healthy now because we know, you know, like you said, you was out for a month. People be playing games with this stuff. They think it's not real. No, this is very, very real, and it's important to take these things seriously, especially we're coming to flu season and we're going to deal with COVID season. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to have two big monsters that we're going to be battling at the same damn time. So it's good to make sure we on our P's and Q's and we're responsible. I want to see 16 games, but like White said, we got one. Now we've got 3 games, and so we can definitely be fortunate for those 3 games. But like my man Chris said, what happens when multiple teams test positive? What happens? That's a lot of postponed games. We may be seeing some games on Tuesday, or we may see some double headers on Wednesday or Thursday. So it's going to be a little bit different this year. Very, very different, man.
Well, that's good.
Agree, man.
As a Falcon fan, my bad. As a Falcon fan, you should want 16 games right now. So,
baby.
It makes sense.
Ooh. Oh, all right, we're going to get to that. On COVID, man, I think because we see so many, like, players and things like that that's asymptomatic, it doesn't bring a realness to it until you have a severe case like one I had, or until some, Lord forbid, somebody passes or something. That's when I think it'll open everybody, and then you'll hit a halt maybe or something like that. But until then, hey. Yeah,
that's real true. So coming on to our next topics, let's talk about these games that happened this past week. I'm not going to talk about my Atlanta Falcons just yet. We'll get on to that a little bit later. But what were some games that stood out to you this week, Chris, as far as like this past 3 weeks? What were some the 3 week or week 3 games? What were some games?
Man, of course, the most recent game, Monday Night Football. That was abysmal, man. I think me, along with everybody else, was looking forward to seeing the Ravens do something, make a move the needle. I think we thought they may have made that adjustment, but man, they didn't show up. They didn't show up in the first half, I should say. And so I was really surprised for all the talk, for all the narrative that was going on. We want them and things like that. I was really blown away with what they came out with. So that was my biggest disappointment of this week. My favorite game, I would have to say Cowboys-Seahawks. That was everything I thought it would be. The fireworks was there. It went back and forth. I had the Seahawks winning the game, but I knew it would come down to the wire. So I was very happy with that game. That was good, back and forth fighting football right there. So those are my favorite games so far from week 3.
Yeah, with me, very entertaining game was the Rams-Bills. It was also one of our, That Talk picks of the week. And it was one of those games where you like, man, the Bills are for real. And then you start questioning the Rams, but then you see that, the Rams, pack a little punch. And they was one pass interference call away from winning that game. And, I'm not the type to, dwell on one play makes the game. But that one play kind of, it's just an iffy situation. So that was a very entertaining game, to say the least. The other game that wasn't as entertaining, but it still started to bring some flags, is the Eagles. The Eagles out here tying with Joe Burrow and them and Carson Wentz going backwards. Like, he's just going back. And like me, I'm watching football with a different kind of eye now. He's just not right. When he's dropping back throwing the ball, his stance is very wide. He's staring down his targets. The leadership that he showed in the last 4 weeks of last season to get that team to the playoffs is not the leadership that I'm seeing now. It's not the same Carson Wentz. So, I'm not going to go into business of benching that man because I don't necessarily think Jalen Hurts is ready. But if you're an Eagles fan, you should be concerned. Only good thing is that division is trash.
Yeah, man. Carson has definitely took a step back.
Yeah.
But that team is trash. I don't see, what do you want him to do? He doesn't have any receivers. They're starting like a bunch of – what's the receiver on the team that you know? There's nobody on the team.
Greg Ward back. They drafted Rager.
Who?
He hurt. Deshaun Jackson hurt.
You know him because he was a Raider. The Raiders is trash. If they cut him, he got to be garbage. Like, come on. They don't have anybody. Deshaun Jackson is not D-Jack no more. You know what I'm saying?
Wait. Why we got to get shade when we thought we was on the same page? Why?
You brought up the Raiders.
I didn't bring up the Raiders. I said Jalen Reagor. I didn't say the Raiders.
Oh, I thought you said the Ward. My bad. I apologize. I thought you said Ward was from the Raiders.
No, I said Greg Ward, and then I said Jalen
Raider. Oh, It sounded like Raider. He's just as trash too, so it don't matter. Just run it along the same line, man. Run it all. It's all concurrent. Garbage. I don't have any faith in the Eagles anymore. They've had a good run. They had a solid team, but they just don't have it right now. Whatever it is, they don't have it. And you can see in the game, it looks horrible, like you said. That Bengals game. I'm excited about Joe Burrow. He looks great.
Mm-hmm.
But that game, that was ugly. That was ugly to watch.
Yeah. Now they're 0-2-1, and they don't look like they're going to win a game. But some games that stood out for me, man, is that Packer-New Orleans game. I felt like that game was very, very close. It was one play. That Hill fumble when the Saints was driving was a big defining factor in that game. I do feel like the Saints are struggling a little bit on the defensive end. You're not accustomed to seeing the Saints give up 37 points, man. With that defense, they have a lot of returner people on that defense and some new additions. And you're not – I'm shocked to see them giving up so many points in the secondary and not getting a lot of pressure on that defensive line. And the offense is struggling. My man Thomas is very valuable piece to that offense. It's what keeps them going and what gives them flow. And without him, you're seeing – that the Saints offense is struggling a tad bit. They're having to rely on Kamara a lot more than what they would like to rely on him. And then Sanders is a hit and miss. He'll give you some plays, and then you won't see him no more. Then he'll give you another play, then you won't see him no more. And so I really feel like the Saints are in trouble. The Saints are in major trouble right now because they are 1-2. And I got to give this man credit. I said they wasn't making the playoffs. I did say that. But TB12 is 2-1 right now. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are 2-1. I still don't think he's Tom Brady or Tom Brady's. All right,
You said they weren't making the playoffs?
That's what he said. He said they wouldn't make the playoffs.
Baby.
Yeah, he was. Listen, I don't know what he was drinking. But
you do know that there's an extra wild card spot this year, right?
Listen, I told him that too.
To make the playoffs, you got to win 9 games.
Listen, Chris, he put his team as that team.
Oh, I get it. I understand. Well, I will say this in defense to the Saints not making the playoffs or they're in trouble. They're really not because the only team in the division that's doing well is the Bucs. The Saints are 1 and whatever. The Falcons are 0 and everything right now. Who's the other team? Panthers, 1 win. So it's not like the Falcons games out of it. You know, you're only one, 2 games back, you know, so it's okay right now. I feel like the Falcons should be 2-1, but they hold a lead about as well as Kawhi and Paul George. So that's how that happens. So you got to go on 3 right now, but you can turn it around. You have to win this week, and you can turn it around.
Chris, they're not winning this week. They're not beating Packers. You think Green Bay about to lose to the Falcons?
Man, look,
Listen, the Falcons.
Hold up, wait a minute. I know I ain't rocking my hat right now because I'm a little hurt right now, but we have been in every game that we played in. We just can't keep a lead. The only game, and I said it last week, the only game we really lost was to the Seattle Seahawks, and that game was close for a little bit until it just got out of hand. We ain't been like I would say who's a team like the Eagles. We're not like the Eagles. It ain't like panic mode where you can't score, you can't produce points on and you struggle to win games and games you're supposed to win. We win in these games. We just can't close out games. That's a total difference. We can't close out. So to say that we don't have a chance against Green Bay, it's blasphemy. It's crazy because we get beat all these teams when we didn't play. We just got to figure out a way to close. We got to figure out a way to close.
I agree.
Y'all are not.
Agree real quick.
You can't. You're not. It's not impossible. It's just not plausible.
It is. Listen, they don't. Their record does not reflect the team that's on the field. I have to say that. If I was a betting man, which I am occasionally, I'm looking forward to that game. That's one of my games I'm looking forward to this week. And my money, depending on the spread, my money would be on the Falcons.
Just
appreciate that.
But you taking the spread. So as long as they cover, you win.
I honestly think the Falcons going to win the game.
That's what I'm talking about. Chris know what I'm talking. I'm telling you, our team is not bad. We just can't figure out a way to. It's like a restaurant. You know, in the beginning when you open up a restaurant, you are so lively, you so engaged. You want to make sure everybody got what they need. But when you get to the closing part of that restaurant, it's like the service sometimes it declines. You have people, you're waiting for somebody to give you your order. You're waiting for somebody to bring you water. You're waiting for your food to get there. It's like, what happened? What happened to that good customer service?
The restaurant about to get shut down.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
It's not good. Tell them that.
That's not good. Hey, but like I said, I don't believe their record reflects them as a team. And just me personally looking forward to that game. I have 4 games mainly that I'm looking forward to this week, but that's one of them. And I actually have the Falcons winning that game Monday night.
Like I said, the Falcons aren't a bad team. You know, I got Julio on my fantasy team. I got Matty Ice on my fantasy team. I got Todd Gurley on one of my teams. So I believe the Falcons can do work. I just look at right now, the Packers are better, and because y'all having these flaws, if you can't keep a lead to Nick Foles, how the hell are you gonna keep a lead against Aaron Rodgers? If you blowing leads to Dak Prescott, how the hell are you gonna keep a lead against Aaron Rodgers if you get one? So that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying the Falcons are a bad team, but I don't think this is the week where you just all of a sudden get over the hump against the Packers on Monday night in Lambeau.
We'll see, man. We'll see.
We have no choice. I'm telling you right now, if we don't win this week, I think Quinn is out. If we win this week, that's going to give him a chance. No. But I'm saying, I think they're basing it off this upcoming week. If we go 0-4, somebody got to go. Somebody getting fired. Somebody getting fired.
They won't fire him mid-season, but he's definitely if they go 0-4 and don't make the playoffs this year, he's out for sure. And then also, let me go back real quick. I never did touch on the Saints when you talked about them. I don't believe in the Saints anymore.
Oh, wow.
Mainly because I don't believe in Drew Brees.
Oh,
wow.
Brees is done. Brees is done. His arm is not the same. The offense is not the same. These 5-yard, 3-yard routes, this is not the New Orleans Saints we know. They shoot the ball down the field 10, 15 yards at a time. They march. The Saints go marching in. They don't do that no more. If you watch the games, Drew Brees can't get the ball past 10 yards with any zip on it. So,
wow.
I'm done. The Saints, I'm off that bandwagon. Kamara is amazing.
Yes, he is.
Instant entertainment. When Mike Thomas come back, he's great. But the Saints, man, they're not going anywhere. The NFC is too stacked.
But I wouldn't say Drew Brees is wise. I just think he can make those throws. I just think that it's a difference when you're making those throws, when you're throwing it to somebody you have chemistry with and you believe in. I think the only person he believe in right now is Kamar, because that's the person he throws the ball to majority of times. And when Thomas is there, Thomas is that guy that he throws the ball to from that 15 to the 10-yard, radius. They don't have that deep threat that he can depend on right now, and you can see it. All of his throws are 5-yard dumps and dash. But if you really think about it, in my opinion, the only player or the quarterback in the league right now that's really throwing the ball, I wouldn't say only, but the ones that are taking those chances is Mahomes. You got Russell Wilson. You got Dak Prescott. He's throwing for over 400 yards again. He's throwing those balls. Occasionally Derek Carr, but he don't even have faith in the deep ball. He don't throw a lot of deep balls. Who else? Who?
Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson, he'll throw the ball deep. Ben Roethlisberger, he'll take a chance. I just feel like
I'm saying when these guys throw, you believe in the throw. I don't believe in Drew's throws anymore. You know what it reminds me of? It's very reminiscent of Peyton Manning with the Broncos.
Wow.
I don't see it anymore. Like this, this got to be his last year. If Drew Brees come back next year, the Saints done blew it. This got to be it for him. He's what, 42, 43?
41.
Tom Brady's what, 46, 45?
Right, but Tom Brady has always played that style of offense, has he not? We've never expected Tom to throw 20, 30 yards down the field. That offense the Saints run required Drew to zip it straight down the seams, get up the field. That opens it up for Kamara underneath, things like that. They can't do that right now. These 4 and 5 yard dumps. I know a lot of Saints fans are pissed right now. I don't see it either, man. The zip, the pizzazz is gone, brother, which I hate to see it. You don't want to see nobody play past their prime, but I think that's right where I think Drew here turning on the fence right now. You can wait and see the next game.
I'm going to have to wait until they get fully healthy. I'm not going to go ahead and ridicule the man and say he's done because they beat Tom Brady in week 1. So if he was done, they wouldn't be able to win those games either. They should be 0-3. And they easily could be. They lost 2 close games. They lost to the Raiders, and they lost.
Don't say that.
It was close to a degree. It was close to a degree. They was up 17 points. They can score.
And then they pulled the Atlanta Falcons. So it's okay.
All right. At the end of the day, I'm gonna have to wait and see. Before we get into this week's games, I do want to make this comment right here, and is it a valid comment or is it not valid comment? And it's talking about Lamar Jackson. He only threw for 93 yards and lost against Kansas City Chiefs. Now, if you're a Ravens fan and you're looking to the future, are you worried about Baltimore and the offense or are you worried about Lamar Jackson not being able to throw the ball consistently? Or are you like, okay, it's one game. We're going to be okay. We just can't fall behind. Let's just try to figure out a way to keep the lead because you're not going to always be playing with a lead. So is Lamar Jackson athleticism hindering him, or do you think it's just one game?
I think it's not necessarily that his athleticism is hindering him. I just think they haven't put receivers around him to help him become a better quarterback. Like, people were talking about signing AB. When I heard about it, I said that is perfect. Mainly because AB is one of the most proficient route runners we have ever seen in this game. And when you give him somebody that just runs routes and that can do more, you have to elevate your quarterback play. So then when you see him with a receiver who can do more than just run fast like Marquise Brown, like the young kid Dervinay, Willie Snead is, nobody talks about Willie Snead. And then you just always throw it to the tight end. He doesn't have the weapons to really enhance his quarterback play. And so when you build a team that's just based on running the ball, when you get down, he's going to look real pedestrian because y'all don't switch it up enough. Y'all don't sit back in the pocket. It's all about the play action. They're not coming out and gun doing passing-like things to get him better at passing the ball. And, like, yeah, you can say, well, maybe they wouldn't have did it in the preseason. They would have did what they normally do. So I think for his development, you run the ball, but you also put him in more pass-like situations because, like you said, when they become down is the only time he's in pass-like situations. And I think that's what's hurting his progress. But you got to think about who's the offensive coordinator. Greg Roman. My guy Chris knows a lot about Greg Roman. It's part of the reason why it hurt the Niners, because they had that same very run-centric offense that never really was pass-centric at times. And when they needed to pass, it didn't look as comfortable. And so to me, that's where they got to get better at.
Mm.
For me, I got to say, I'm not worried about Lamar. I mean, you got to think about last year. Lamar was throwing 350 yards, 4 and 5 touchdowns with ease by the third quarter. Like, it was. I'm not worried about him being able to pass. I do believe he does not have the wide receiver weapons. When you get behind and you have to depend on somebody, their run schemes, which is their bread and butter, their run schemes open it up for their tight ends to be able to leak out and hit the seams and things like that. But that can't be your number one wide receiver, man. And another thing you didn't mention, he had 96 passing yards, but they also had 6 drops between the tight ends and the wide receivers that night. So those type of things. One of them was Mark Andrews on a first down, deep down the middle, right off his fingertips. That would have been about a 30-yard play. Things like that. Could have been. Those type of things determine whether you throw for 300, 250, 300 yards and 3 touchdowns or 100 yards and no touchdown. The receivers have to make those plays. Hollywood is a small receiver. He's very speedy but small. So you can't depend on him to feed him targets all game long. It's just not the style receiver that he is. Mm-hmm. Am I worried about Lamar? No. They'll show up this week. They'll have another game where they're all skipping and big trust and all that, and they'll be right back on track. But I think that game, the Chiefs, I think that got to them, and then getting smacked out the gate so fast and being taken out of your run-based element, which I think they abandoned too early.
Mm-hmm.
I think they abandoned that too early. It worked amazingly. First drive, marched downfield, scored. And then after that, the kick return for the touchdown. So the offense wasn't on field for, about almost 10 minutes, man. So things like that all play a factor into it. But am I worried about Lamar? No. I feel it.
I definitely agree with the testament and the comments that you guys made about him not really having the receivers and the personnel that he has on the field is not conducive to really, run and gun type, throwing them deep balls. And if Hollywood can't get a deep pass, you're really going to be throwing a lot of your passes to the tight ends and little screens and stuff like that. So I do think they need to get that man some more weapons because I think the NFL is starting to form, and it not for everybody, but certain teams are starting to try to jump on this Kansas City bandwagon, but we need multiple receivers, speedsters, people that's going to spread you open because you're starting to see it in a lot of these teams. Like, for example, the Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott again throws for another 450-something yards in a loss, but they got some weapons on that team. The Oakland Raiders, they picked up some weapons. The Niners, they ain't got no weapons. They weapons are hurt. I just
You said Oakland. Don't be disrespectful.
I said y'all picked up some weapons. What are you talking about?
Oakland.
Oh, my bad. The Vegas Raiders, man. It's still new, man. All right? It's still new. See, Oakland used to lose to New England, so when they lost to New England, it just brought back memories, right? Y'all not Vegas yet till you beat New England, if that makes any kind of sense. You got to beat New England, or whatever the case may be, to say you're the Las Vegas Raiders, because right now you're still Oakland Raiders. You went to New England and you took an L and you played horrible. I mean, horrible.
We played horrible.
You played horrible.
We lose sight of football because I don't.
No, y'all played horrible.
You couldn't have been watching our game while y'all.
I was watching y'all game. Y'all had my man. I can't even think of his name right now because it's so long and crazy. But he was looking like a pro athlete. No, he was looking like a Pro Bowl athlete. He was shaking your boys up.
Rex Burkhead.
Burkhead was giving y'all the business.
Baby.
He had y'all looking crazy out there.
Let me.
And Michelle, you lucky he ain't that fast. You lucky he ain't that fast. He had a lot of breakaways, but he ain't got the breakaway speed. It could have been.
Sonny Michelle give me Frank Gore vibes. He get on that open field and get snatched every time.
Let's add real perspective to this.
Here we go.
No, it's just perspective. It's football perspective. So, as a Raider fan, you can't lose a turnover battle in New England and expect to win the game. That's just, you can't do that. You can't have 3 turnovers and expect to win. One of the turnovers we should have got back, but will the Raiders ever get a fumble in New England? Hell no. So I'm not even going to sit there and hold that, right? If we look at the game, right, New England did a great job of coaching. They started realizing we was playing the inside, so they started running outside. They started playing game. Then we started worrying about the outside. They started running inside. So I have a lot of respect for Josh McDaniels and how he switched up his game plan. On the flip side, Cam Newton, who went to Seattle and threw for over 397 yards and 4 touchdowns against us, the man was like 9 for 20-something, 169 yards, and had a QBR of 29.6. So he didn't hurt us. What hurt us was the fact that we struggled in stopping the run. We had horrible run fits. We had horrible angles, and that was a loss by us. On the flip side, we didn't play as bad as the thing may seem because, a fumble in the red zone hurt. We had a chance to have a first down in the red zone, but we had a legal guy downfield because it was a run-pass option. And when we had another opportunity to score, we just didn't punch it in.
Not disciplined.
We can't say we undisciplined because heading into week 3, we was the least penalized team in the league heading in, and we didn't have that many turnovers. We chose the wrong week to play bad. But if you watch the show, I told every damn body, we, for some odd weird reason, suck when we have to travel from the East Coast and play out in New York, New Jersey, Boston. We just struggle doing that. I don't know why. I can't pinpoint why. It's been like that for years upon years. So I can't even pinpoint why. That's why I wasn't confident in the team any damn way, because just by that factor alone, I wasn't that confident because I'm a realist. I understand what we struggle at. So we get the Bills this week, and we should bounce back.
What?
He said that.
I said we should bounce back.
Y'all gonna get bounced back off the football for sure. Josh Allen gonna be trucking y'all. Oh my gosh. The Bills are about to steamroll the Raiders. What are you talking about? Steamroll. You see what happened to the Rams right before they made the little that's finna be the Raiders this week, brother. Look, I know you said y'all kept Cam to 100. Man, listen, Cam didn't have to throw the ball on Sunday, man. They was running any which way they wanted to. Go this way, 20 yards. Go this way, 30 yards. They got to do whatever they wanted to do. I don't got to throw the ball 350 yards anymore. I can run for 400 yards on y'all. I'm worried for the Raiders, man. I talked to you about this. I like what the Raiders are doing. I like where they're going, the direction that they're headed. I like the team that's been built. I think y'all about a year or 2 away from being some real contenders. But some real contenders.
We'll be in the playoffs this year.
I'm not talking about playoffs. I'm talking about Super Bowl contenders. Y'all a year or 2 away. I like the pieces. Y'all missing a couple. That's all I'm saying. Man, you got the Bills on Sunday, brother. Them boys are for real. I don't know if it was this past week that let you know they was for real or last year or what, but them Bills and Josh Allen, my early MVP vote for the season. Here comes to play football, brother.
I'm only concerned more about the Bills now because Henry Ruggs is out and Brian Edwards is out, and right now
Y'all got Wheeler. Wait, hold on. I do want to say this. Where was Wheeler at last week?
First off, his name is Waller. So
Waller, Wheeler, where was his wheels at last week? He was nowhere to be found.
Again, let me educate you because I feel like
Brian Edwards got like 15 yards on the season. Who cares?
I'm trying to educate you. Let me educate you. We brought in certain weapons to help our offense do certain things.
Right.
When you don't have Ruggs, what does Ruggs do? Kind of like a Tyreek Hill and most of your speed receiver. He goes deep, pushes the safeties back, makes the defense play a little bit differently because you got a guy that can take the top off. Not having that hurt Waller a tad bit. And again, Bill Belichick is the greatest coach at taking away your best option. That's what he does. So heading in, you already knew Waller wasn't going to be the person to beat them. I knew that. But again, we had Josh Jacobs rush for 16 carries for over 76 yards. I feel like we got away from the run game. We got caught up in trying to play catch up when we really wasn't down by a lot. And I feel like that's what hurt us going forward. So when it comes to the Bills just gave up 125 yards to Darrell Henderson Jr. The Rams ran all up in that. So our strength is running the ball. So I'm hoping that we can run the ball effectively, time ball control, kind of how we held the Saints, do something similar to what we did to the Saints is what we can do to the Bills. The other thing that scared me before I let you go, Chris, is the fact that our DBs right now are trash can and Josh Allen is throwing the ball over the goddamn place. So I have a little reservation when it comes to our defense, but I've been having reservations when it comes to our defense because Paul Gunther is trash. So carry on, Chris.
All right, I hear what you're saying. Bill Belichick took your top option away in Waller. But what is what's the other receiver? Not Ruggs, the other rookie, Brian.
Brian Edwards.
Huh?
Brian, you said Brian Edwards? Or
Edwards, yes. This man hasn't done nothing in 3 weeks.
He had a big catch and then he got hurt.
What? Huh?
He had a big catch. He had a 35-yard catch and got hurt.
Hey, what about the other 2 games? We 3 games in. I've seen him got about 2 catches a game right now. I don't believe in this kid right now. I like him. He's talented, but I'm trying to figure out where is he at. You can't just be on a team starting out there playing. They take away, they double teaming one guy. That should leave you on the outside all game. That's my first thing. Secondly, you can't compare the Rams running on the Bills last week to the Raiders running on the Bills because the Rams have more weapons and they scheme better. The Raiders still run, kind of an older style offense.
Meat and potatoes.
Yeah, the Rams run a lot of different schemes and they a lot of zone running, things like that. It's not the same running style, so you can't say, oh, they got off on them, so we're going to get off on them on the ground. Now, you can hope so, but it's definitely 2 different styles of running. And so it's the Bills for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, whatever.
But anyway, man, let's get into this week's games. What are some games that you're looking forward to this week, Chris?
I think I spoke earlier. What was the first game I mentioned? The Atlanta Green Bay game. That's the one I'm really looking at. Another one I'm looking at is the Browns Cowboys. What about that game? The Cowboys record definitely doesn't reflect the team they have. And the Browns record, first time over 500 in 6 years since 2014. So I'm trying to see, are they real? Are they really real? Are they putting it together week by week? Or, are they still the same Browns team, 500 around there? So that game is important. And the New England Kansas City game. I'm interested to see Cam Newton. Kansas City going to try to bring it out there and try to put some points on the board. And so I want to see Cam go for 350 yards again.
What about you, Reasons? What's some games that stand out for you this week?
I mean, obviously, the Chiefs-Patriots, looking forward to that. And then that's really about it. Yeah, that's outside of my team. That's really about it. I mean, I got some stuff on the docket for us, to do our game pick. So outside of the four games I'm gonna present in a little bit, that's really it. I mean, the rest of these games, when you look at Vikings, Texans, there's no real storylines in that. Seahawks, Dolphins is Cardinals, Panthers is you already know what the Ravens going to do to the Washington football team after this loss. So if I was a betting man, I'm for sure going to put some money on the Ravens to cover whatever spread that is put out there. Giants, Rams, we know how that's going to go. We know how the Niners and Eagles going to go. It may be a shocker with the Niners and Eagles just because, the Niners got a lot of hella injuries. A plethora.
The whole team.
The whole team's out.
Yeah, so it may be some fireworks, but just me being an astute football guy that I am, I feel like the Niners should win that game handily and that kind of stuff. I'd be more shocked if the Eagles win than the Niners not winning, if that makes sense.
Yeah, the Niners, man, the injuries are abysmal right now. They're killing us. But if we can just keep winning these games we're supposed to win, until we get back healthy mid-season, make a late-season push for things, man. That's all you can hope for right now. Everybody's going to be coming back around week 6 and 7. All these different guys are coming back around the 7th week of the season. So that's all you can do. You can hope for the best. Who else? I heard you mention another game in there. I can't remember, but I want to say, the other game we got to see what happens with is the Titans and the Steelers.
Facts.
Yeah, that was one of my games of the week pick, so that's why I didn't.
They 3-0. Both teams are 3-0. Titans are really looking good. They finding ways to come back in games where maybe they could have lost, and they never quit. You can see they're bringing some of that playoff experience and that kind of surge that they got last season into this season, where they trying to be that team. They're trying to be that team that maybe can go all the way. We don't know, but they are a tough team to beat. That was one of the games that I'm looking forward to. And then, of course, the Chiefs-Patriots, they always play each other very, very well. Andy Reid and Bill Belichick, you always know that's going to be a chess match between those two guys. And then, for sure, the Raiders and the Bills. I want to see what the Raiders are going to do, because you say that they're supposed to be the Las Vegas Raiders, Mr. Reason. But all the reasons you gave me makes me believe they're still the Oakland Raiders. You keep giving me these excuses of what y'all was doing when y'all was the Oakland Raiders, instead of just taking the ownership and saying we didn't play well. Instead of finding excuses to let me think that y'all are still Oakland and deep down inside. Y'all not the Las Vegas Raiders yet. Y'all are still the Oakland Raiders. I'm just saying, bro. You told us. You said, I don't know what it is, because what it is was what they used to do when they was Oakland Raiders. They go to these different places and they find ways to lose. So they're doing some of those same things that you quote unquote said we're not doing no more. So how you gonna be Las Vegas if you still playing like Oakland?
All right, well, look, that's cool. Because if we still the Oakland Raiders, y'all might as well be the Magic City Falcons. Y'all keep giving up stuff like it's a strip club. That's what y'all do.
Baby. He said they came for the wings and they got them.
Yeah,
baby.
That's what they are. That's all they do. They just give it up. They show up and give it up.
It's all good. I understand. The difference between us and y'all is y'all ain't been to the Super Bowl in how long? I'll wait. Y'all ain't been a playoff team in how long? I'll wait. So, okay, you can come at us now because we're in our downward spiral per se, but we still are playing good football. But Oakland to Vegas, you had to go to another place to even be relevant because Oakland was dying. So we're not going to nowhere but Atlanta. We staying in hot city, Magic City, Atlanta, and we're going to turn it around. But y'all, Oakland, AKA fake Las Vegas Raiders.
Y'all been doing a lot of turning around, but we ain't talking about the team.
That's fine.
Anyway,
that is fine. Y'all are starting. Look. Y'all can pretend that y'all starting.
It's spicy in there. I'm trying to fan that thing down. It's spicy over here.
Y'all can pretend that y'all are a brand new team, but y'all still Oakland deep down inside. And we're going to see that this season. You're going to find ways to lose these games. You can swear on your Jesus that y'all are good and y'all different, but I don't think y'all there yet. Like my man Chris, I think y'all are okay team, but when y'all ain't really played against nobody yet. The Saints, are still struggling. As we know, they're a struggling team. Y'all beat the Panthers. When y'all played against a relevant team, y'all got beat. Y'all going to play against another relevant team against the Bills this week. We're going to see what y'all going to do. We're going to see how serious the Las Vegas Raiders really are.
All right. Well, look, at the end of the day, we have a chance to move to 2-2. Meanwhile, the Magic City Falcons will be 0-4.
What do you mean 2-2? What do you mean? You mean 3-1? You already saying you lost?
No, based on your prediction that we not going to win, we have the opportunity to still be 500. Not one of the teams that are winless. Like we not even like talking the same language. Because my team, like, see the Niners 2-1, the Raiders 2-1, Buccaneers 2-1. You know, teams that have one game that know what winning feel like on Sunday. You only know what losing feel like on Sunday. That's all I'm saying.
Y'all ain't played against nobody that got a winning record. Y'all ain't played nobody with a winning record. And the team y'all played with a winning record, y'all got beat handily. So we're going to see how real y'all Las Vegas Raiders. You played against the Carolina Panthers. Come on, dog. And y'all struggled against that game. Y'all played against the Saints. The Saints we're starting to see are not for real like that. And y'all struggled against that game. And now y'all played against a solid over 500 team. The New England Patriots could easily be 3-0, and y'all got your ass whipped. And y'all going to play against the Buffalo Bills, and y'all probably going to get your ass whipped again. So, again, we lost our games, but we've been winning in our games. Y'all been struggling in y'all games. We just can't keep the lead. Y'all been struggling on trying to get the lead, and y'all was able to get one against the teams that are below 500. So really show me how good y'all really are. We're going to see this week. If y'all lose this week, y'all really are not that good as you think you are. I'm just calling spade a spade. You play against better teams, you lose. Play against average teams, you win. So I get it. You play against an average team or you're below your average, you're going to do good. I understand that.
Listen, we'll get another win. We'll get another win before y'all do. I can guarantee that.
Okay.
I got the Falcons winning on Monday. So
we're winning on Monday. Y'all losing on Monday.
We'll win another game before the Falcons do.
All right. We can bet that. What you want to bet? What you want to bet? What you want to bet? What you want to bet?
It don't matter to me.
What you want to bet?
It don't matter to me.
All right, we gonna bet something. You talking that talk, but you ain't really played against nobody.
Y'all gotta put it right here on the show.
What are we betting? What are we betting? Come on. What are we betting?
We can put some lunch on that. It don't matter.
I can't wait to eat. I'm gonna be hungry. I'm not gonna eat that day because I'm gonna get a free meal. I'm letting you know.
You know, if I was you and the Raiders won before the Falcons did, I would ask to go get wings. That's what I would ask. It just goes too well. I would need wings for my dinner, for my lunch.
Yeah, I'm a request lemon pepper.
So hold up. Now, miraculously, if y'all do win, and when we win, what happens? Do the debate carry over?
It goes away. We break even. Yeah,
okay. All right. So what we got for this picks this week, man?
All right.
What we got for these picks this week?
So the first game we got is Saints Lions. Two teams that's 1-2. Two teams that really need a win to stay on par in their division. When you look at the statistics, starting off 1-3 is not a good recipe for success in getting to the playoffs. So you get to go first this week. You pick the team, and I go with the opposite team, and then we'll let Chris pick who he feels should win that game.
I think the Saints is gonna go marching in, and they're gonna go in Detroit and get that dub. As simple as that. I think Drew Brees is going to silence the critics just a little bit. I know he's still going to have critics because he's playing against the Detroit Lions, who are 1-2. He should have lost to the Arizona Cardinals, and Arizona allowed him to win that game. So I think
– team that beat the Niners? Oh, never mind.
I really think that the Saints going to win this week.
Okay. Well, you know, the Lions is cool. I don't mind rolling with the Lions as my resolute pick. I think that the Lions will do what everybody else has been doing, throwing that ball around. With Kenny Golladay, Adrian Peterson, again, is found this fountain of youth somewhere. I don't know where he keeps finding this at. I feel like the Lions could easily be a 2-1 team if they don't drop a touchdown pass against Chicago week 1. So I think the Lions have a lot to prove, especially after a big win against the Cardinals. So I'm fine with the Lions. Chris, what you?
Yeah, I'm sitting here looking at it and thinking about it, man, and I think Golladay is back this week, right?
Yeah, he was back last week. So
yeah, he came back Sunday. I actually picked him to beat the Cardinals, so that was good. I think I got to go with him again. I think I got to go with him one more time. They've found their running game. Their defense is who beat the Cardinals on Sunday. They got 3 interceptions against my man from the Cardinals, Kyler Murray. They got 3 interceptions on Kyler Murray. They pretty much shut that team down. You know what? I gotta give it to this thing, man. I can't. They can't go down like this, man. They can't be this bad. Drew better figure it out. I'm gonna pick the Saints. That's it. I'm gonna leave it there. If Drew let me down here, he's done. He's absolutely done because the real Drew Brees we know won't let it happen. That's what I'm gonna say.
All right, next game. I get the next 2 picks. We got Colts and Bears.
We really gonna pick that game? Is that what we choosing?
Yeah, because all the rest of them out there. Because we even picked the Cowboys a few times. Colts and Bears.
Titans.
Because they have Monday night game now. Remember, we're going to order. We're going.
All right.
They always messing up. Anyway, Colts and Bears. It's a very interesting game. Colts just came off, 2 back-to-back wins. One against the Vikings, who were trash, and then another one against the Jets, who were trash. And the Bears have looked impressive. They have somewhat looked impressive. When you get a chance to play against Atlanta and the Giants and still a game against the Lions, you got to get some kind of respect. The young boy from Fresno, Jalen Johnson, is out there holding his own in the league, so you always got to give love to him. But I think the Colts got something going. I feel like when Nick Foles has real expectations, he folds up like a lawn chair. So I'm going to go Colts this week.
I'm going to say I got to go with the Bears anyway. I think the Bears will find a way to slightly edge the Colts. The Colts are on fire right now. They've been playing really, really solid against teams that they're supposed to win. And so I think the Bears defense is going to help the Bears out this week. And I think Nick Foles is going to play good. I think he always played good back in those first 2 games, and then you start to see him fizzle out. You're going to see him start to fizzle out as the season progresses because Nick Foles as a starter, number one, he can't stay healthy. So Trubisky, don't worry about nothing. The man, I don't want to wish no injury on no brother, but I guarantee you're going to get your job back before the end of the season. I'm going to tell you that right now. Nick Foles can't stay healthy to save his life. I'm just telling you right now, wherever Nick Foles is a starter, he always get hurt. Some way, somehow. They should have kept him as a backup. Just bring him in as a backup so the teams can't prepare for you, and you can do what you did to my Atlanta Falcons, put up 350-some yards out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Because we made Trubisky look horrible. 2 interceptions. We was doing our thing, and then Nick Foles come in, got some lemon pepper wings, and was feeling great. He went to Magic City the night before and couldn't throw nothing but touchdowns. And so I think Nick Foles is going to still have one of those games where he's going to beat the Colts. I really think he's going to do that.
I got the Bears. Got the Chicago Bears. They I think they own something. Nick Foles is great scheme quarterback. And that's what he has again, like he did in Philly. He has another team that runs a lot of different schemes, and he flourishes in it. As you can see, he stepped right in, threw three touchdowns. He had a 4th that was ripped out of Allen Robinson's hands for an interception in the end zone. But literally walked right in, marched his team down the field back to back to back to back. I think the Chicago Bears, man. The Colts have a great front 7, excuse me. But injuries in the secondary, I got them. The Colts haven't been moving like I thought they should have. They've had one game where Phillip Rivers went off for 300-some yards the first game. Since then, he ain't did that. He ain't been that guy. The receivers are barely getting like 3 or 4 catches apiece. They're really not moving the ball around that much. I got Chicago Bears. in an offense that's finally going to start flourishing under Matt Nagy, as it should have been if they had a quarterback all this time. But they blew it to Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes. So I got the Bears, baby.
So shot. All right, next game. My pick again. Chiefs Patriots. One of the games that we looking forward to watching. Now, this kind of game puts me in a bind. Puts me in a bind. So here's how I feel about this. I'm going Chiefs because I feel like they're the better team, and I need the Chiefs undefeated heading into next week because then they play the Raiders. And I would like for my team to shock the world. Because if you look at my Facebook post, I went on the record to say, I don't think we have a chance to beat them the way our defense look and the way their offense look. But it sets up a great storyline. And if we can come away and beat the Bills, be 3-1, head into the 4-0 Chiefs, we get the game of the week feel. So I'm just preaching that good aura. Need the Chiefs to win, need us to win. It just look good going forward. I got the Chiefs over the Patriots.
I think Bill Belichick, the Chiefs do struggle when they play against the Patriots. I don't know what it is. They find a way to contain Mr. Mahomes, and maybe they just put him in a home. They don't give him multiple homes. He just get one, all right? And I think he's due. He's due for a rough game. He had one against the Chargers, who's a solid defense. They just didn't have the offense that can have the sustainability. They messed up that game. They should have won. So the Chargers should have beat the Chiefs already. And I think the Patriots and Cam Newton, Mr. Long-haired dread man, about to do the Superman all over Mahomes in Kansas City at a city that ain't that pretty. No, they probably pretty. I ain't never been to Kansas City. But Mahomes is taking his first loss to the man, the legend, Bill Belichick. Cam Newton is going to find a way to win that game. I don't know what it is. The Chiefs don't be running up and down that field when they play against the Patriots. They struggle, and they struggle a lot. And I think just Bill Belichick is just a guru of putting together a defensive scheme that just gets people flustered. And he's just really great at that. And I think they're going to run the ball a lot. And I think Cam Newton is going to throw the ball more than he needs to this week if they do happen a chance to be losing in that game. So I'm going with the Patriots. I think the Patriots going to do it. The Patriots literally should be 4-0 or should be going into working on being 4-0, in my opinion.
Sure.
I have to go with this man again. He sounds like somebody that knows what he's talking about. It's the Patriots for me. They struggle. They continue to struggle, and it's because Bill Belichick does this thing where if you watch the Chiefs, their offense is predicated, kind of runs through. It reminds me of the Golden State Warriors, different sport, but it runs through Draymond Green. The Chiefs run through Travis Kelce. If you watch the way he move, how they move him, and draw coverages in, the Patriots take that man out of the game every time. You're going to see the Patriots double down on him. They're going to have one under and one above, high and low on this man on Sunday. And I'm sure the commentator will mention it. So I don't know. It's just one of those games where you're taking away something that he's used to having there, and you're forcing him to do something different. Can Mahomes pull it off? Of course, if he has extended time, extends the plays, things like that. But I got the Patriots, man. I think the game will be decided by Mr. Cameron Newton. That man is a dog. He has to have one of his games. If Cam goes off, the Patriots are going to dog him. Even if he has a decent game, a solid game, the Patriots are going to still win. But I think everything depends on Cam Newton's shoulders on Sunday. And I think he's going to show Lamar Jackson what he should have did.
I like
it. That's a good take. I just feel like right now the Chiefs are passing it to everybody. They got a good run game going. They're in a rhythm. And
they are. So they passed it to everybody, but if you watch, it's because the safety is worried about Kelce coming over here. So now he's coming across looking at him, and McCole Hartman is up the sideline by itself. You know, it's broken plays when you play them. You have to be very, very disciplined. And Bill Belichick teams are very, very disciplined. So I just got them. And back to you in this, you want them to win so the Raiders can – I didn't know the Raiders played them after the Bills. And y'all about to have 3 straight L's. Oh, my God. Okay, so we're just going to stop right there. I got the Patriots.
Woo! We may have the same record by week 5. Hey, you were talking all that. You better hope. I'm telling you right now, Reeves, you better hope we ain't got the same record by week 5.
We won't. Y'all gonna be 0-4.
Okay. What's the last game? Hey, but one thing before we go to the last game is the Chiefs only scored 1 touchdown in the second half. All right, so that lets you know they could be neutralized. Now I know what you're saying. That's because it was up. No. If you can put up points, you can put up points. You can put a team away. The Ravens was one possession away from tying that game and maybe even winning that game. I'm going to just let you know the Chiefs only scored 7 points in the fourth quarter, and that was when Mahomes put on a solid drive to give them the lead to win. So don't think that the Chiefs can't be neutralized.
So wait,
I think this is going to be high scoring.
Y'all like to flip narratives. It was Mahomes only scored when he needed to, but earlier.
No, but I'm saying he only scored 1. They only scored 7 points.
Yeah, they shut him down in the second half.
No, they shut the Chiefs down. What are you talking about? They only scored 7 points.
Because Mahomes said, we can do what we want to do when we want to do.
Nah.
That's how he
We don't see on
and
Sunday.
when he wanted to go for a touchdown, the man walked downfield, just like they walked downfield for all the 27 first points, and the man got the touchdown. He got the points that matter. It don't matter if it came early.
They're going to walk downfield on the Las Vegas Raiders, too.
Easy. Quick pass in a hurry. What's the last pick, man? Come on.
Anyway, the last game is obviously the Steelers Titans, and this is your pick to go first. So you let me know how to do this.
And this is a tough one. Titans are playing really, really good football. This is going to be the battle of the defense and the line of scrimmage for me. And I really feel like the Pittsburgh Steelers will edge the Tennessee Titans close with about a 3 or 7 point victory, just like they did against the Texans. Because I feel like the Tennessee, they've been throwing a lot of more deep balls. Danny, I got to give him credit. He's been taking some deep shots. But the Steelers' front four have the ability to neutralize those deep shots and really put pressure on Tannehill. I think it's going to be the first game where they may not be able to come back. They're going to neutralize Henry, and they're going to make them one-dimensional. And when you're a one-dimensional team, I think that's going to be hard for you to win. So I'm going to give the Steelers this game. I'm going to say the Steelers win this game. If they play on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever day they play on, the Steelers will win this game.
It's an interesting take. My football pick will probably say the Steelers too, but since we doing how we do this, I believe the Titans can win this game. If you really look at the Steelers, they haven't been super impressive on offense. Defensively, they've been pretty solid and nice, but they haven't been extremely good on offense. I just think that what's going to help the Steelers is the fact that they've been able to practice this week and the Titans haven't. So I got that kind of working against me in this situation when it comes to these picks. But I feel like Titans keep it simple, try to run the ball as effectively as they can because they are a prolific run team. And I can see the Titans win this game, so I'm not worried about that pick at all.
Man, I want to say the Titans, but you mentioned A.J. Brown, man. They're missing one of their star pieces on offense. And in a game like this, where it's going to be close, you need a difference maker. I don't feel that in Corey Davis. Derrick Henry, we haven't seen him this year.
But he just had 130 yards on Sunday.
We ain't seen him this year, man. Derrick Henry ain't been the same Derrick Henry. He made it happen Sunday, but it's week 3. He ain't been the same Derrick Henry, what I'm saying. They haven't been able to get the running game going the same. So
but you know how Derrick Henry is. Remember last year, he didn't pick it up to week 8, where it got to, and then he ended up.
You're right about that. He picked it up later in the season, but against this stout Steelers D,
yeah.
I gotta go with the Steelers on this one, in a close one, in a weird scoring game like 16-18, something stupid. I gotta take the Steelers on this one.
All right. Well, I mean, so that goes with our football picks. Obviously, Chris, you are opposite of me all week, just like Day. So it works. I mean, ain't no problem.
It's great too. I'm 8-4, you 4-8. So I make great picks. That's just what it is. I choose wisely. So he's on the right side. He's on the right side. I got a winning record right now in real life rather than our teams per se. So I know I got a more and more IQ with what I'm picking. I'm just letting you know. I
went 3-1, right?
You have to stop saying that because our picks are not necessarily congruent to how I would pick my normal picks.
But you get to choose first on the picks. You even choose first, you still lose. So that lets you know. I know what I'm doing. You picking wrong, I'm picking right.
Let's see how it turned out. I think I had 3 picks I agree with you and the one I agree with him. We'll see how it turns out.
Well, I guess. But as we conclude the show, Chris, I know you're a big basketball guy. And this is the only one place where I know we can come together. So what is your series prediction?
Lakers in 6.
Lakers in 6? Yeah, quick that way.
I can't even let you finish getting it out, brother. Lakers in 6. I'm excited about this thing. The Heat are a formidable opponent. Very much so. They play great team basketball. Lakers have the star power, of course, but the Lakers have the better team as long as they put it together. I got Lakers in 6. LeBron James is in a different mode. Anthony Davis is in a different mode. And there's just nobody to stop Anthony Davis. I love Bam. Don't get me wrong. But Anthony Davis is unstoppable. You don't have anybody that can stick him. And that's the wild card to the series, in my opinion.
Facts. Simple, fast, quick, in a hurry. I also said 6. They said 5. But we're going to see. We're going to see. We're going to see what happens.
Get Heat a little more love than that.
Nah, man. Listen, the Lakers been winning in 5. Ain't no reason to stop this winning in 5 vibes. Okay, that's how
this Miami Heat team is better than these other teams. They're mentally strong, man.
Facts.
They let you go on a run and keep a straight face. They're not worried about nothing, man.
But Chris, I said Lakers in 6 the last 2 series, they didn't win in 5. So maybe I'm just a little opposite this time. Maybe I say 5 and they win in 6.
Don't win in 6. I take it. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So first series I said Lakers in 5. The last 2 I said Lakers in 6. They won in 5. So I'm gonna say win in 5. They may win in 6, but I need it over in 5. I
just gotta give them a little respect. So I gave them 2 games.
Yeah.
These Lakers look good right now. Like I said, that Anthony Davis boy he should win the MVP. He should win the MVP if they actually let him be the Finals MVP. I watch the Lakers a lot of times. They try to let LeBron lead the team. But in this juncture, these matchups, Anthony Davis is the mismatch. We got to feed him. Anthony Davis should average 40 a game this series. If they really give him the ball, he should average 35 to 40 a game. That's my hot take. That's my prediction. He should have 35 to 40, and he should be the Finals MVP.
My boy said AD not going to win it because this is where LeBron shows AD how to win to set the foundation for AD going forward as a Laker. That's my boy take. That this is like AD. I kind of let you lead us here. I'm gonna close this deal, and then going forward, this kind of becomes your thing. My other boy said he may want to let AD win it, so then you have a resigning for sure.
Yeah.
And, so it's 2 different narratives that can play out.
AD just bought that damn home in LA. Whatever, 20-something, he ain't going no damn where.
No.
He's going to be in L.A. I can tell you that right now. So re-signing ain't the problem. And I don't feel like he has to. I feel like LeBron has to let him win. Like, when we play and we let LeBron lead the team, it works sometimes, other times it doesn't. After we lose, first thing they do is come back AD heavy in the first quarter next game. You know that's your bread and butter. You know you got that at any time. Why do we get away from that? Why do we try to shoot this narrative of having LeBron win it? Let's go out and win this championship. Whether it's AD leading it or LeBron, I don't care. But that man right there is the big, factor, the big X factor to me. And if we play through him, we can sweep them. And I know we're not going to do it 4 games straight. I got the Lakers in 6.
Facts. Well, we about to get up out of here, man. We so happy to have my man Chris. We're going to bring him back like we want my man Mark back. Because I love when you talk about this football, man. Chris, we talking this football, man. Hey, Chris, tell the people where they can meet you and link up with you, brother.
I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Chris.PerrySR. You can find me anywhere. Also, we got the Minute to 6 podcast, man. You got to check us out. COVID-19 slowed us down a little bit. But our episodes are still on there. We got some new stuff coming up for this next season. So check us out at Minute to 6 on all major platforms. And then you can find me at Chris.PerrySR on Instagram.
Facts. Reasons, man. What you got to say to the people before we get up out of here, man?
Man, this is a good time, man, to be a sports fan. Baseball, football, basketball. It's all here for us to watch, man. So, everybody enjoy their weekends, man. Cheer for your root for your favorite teams. And enjoy this sports stuff. And, nobody likes the Niners. Nobody.
Big fact. I can agree to that. I can't stand them damn Niners. I was happy we beat them. That was our Super Bowl last year. So I was happy we was able to get the Niners up out of here or whatever the case may be. But anyway, y'all stay safe. Y'all stay blessed. Always remember to talk that talk, and we going to see y'all next week. Peace.